What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with The Distance. Have another video for you today. My official prediction for this upcoming light middleweight matchup. I believe it's going to air on Top Rank Live Saturday night. This one is Erislandy Lara versus Grady Brewer. Overall, this is a good light middleweight matchup, a good test for the young Lara, who recently became pro. I think a couple years ago became pro. Against the veteran Grady Brewer, who has fought some good quality opponents in his career, has a lot of experience. So this matchup could be like another Uma versus Marosian, which was a couple weeks ago. This could be another matchup along the lines of that. But this is a good test for Lara, who stayed busy in 2009, had a few fights then, and was very impressive in a lot of these fights. He did show he showed a lot of skill that he possessed, and showed that he's above people or prospects that are on his level. Has proven a lot of people, including myself, that he does have the fundamentals to kind of I guess step up another level in competition, and Grady Brewer is that step up. But onto the matchup, Grady Brewer really good at staying on the outside and controlling the matchup with his jab, using his left jab, and sometimes he sneaks in the right hand to the body. In this matchup against Lara, there's going to be opportunities for Brewer to capitalize on, because there's times that Lara stands and has his earmuffs on, stands and has that high guard. When he's when he's standing in that guard, he's giving his opponent opportunities to score. Lara wants to take advantage of these opportunities. Brewer, he wants to take advantage of these opportunities. He wants to try to score up top, when he has the earmuffs on, when he has that high defensive guard, he wants to score. And along with that, it's a bit of a habit, of Lara to kind of give his opponents a chance to score up top, and Brewer really needs to take advantage of that. A lot of those shots might not even get in, but as long as he's not giving Lara an opportunity to fire back, then you probably outwork him to win the rounds. And I think that Brewer really needs to do a lot more work than he usually does, in this one fight, because Lara is going to give him an opportunity to score and get some points in this fight. Another thing he wants to do is he wants to kind of stay on the outside. He doesn't want to fight Lara from the inside, because Lara fights very well on the inside. So Brewer doesn't want to fight on the inside either. He wants to be an outside fight. I think he wants to be a jabbing fight. He wants to be a very patient fight. I think that's the fight that Brewer wants in order for him to win. He wants to be as mobile as possible in this fight. I think him being as mobile as possible offsets the offense of Lara, because Lara kind of comes forward and he moves around quite a bit, and he's just so used to being a ring general. And there's even times that you can catch Lara putting his hands down, and kind of just walking around the ring, and nobody has really caught him doing that yet. So I think that another thing that Brewer can kind of show is the lack of head movement, or on a break, Lara has his hands down. I think Brewer could probably catch him with a right hand, because a lot of Brewer's power is in his right hand. So pretty much I think that's what Brewer needs to do in this matchup, in order to win. Stay on the outside, stay out the inside, and pretty much score up top, especially when he puts the earmuffs on. I think he needs to at least make an attempt to get points, just by trying to have a high work rate, especially when he puts those earmuffs on, because when he has his arms up and he's guarding himself, he's not doing anything offensively. So Brewer really needs to take advantage of that. And Lara in this matchup, Brewer does have the tendency to get caught during exchanges. It's evident in a lot of his fights. When he kind of comes in on the inside, and starts throwing, throws combinations, he tends to get caught. But I think that a perfectly timed left hook, and a lot of Lara's power is in his left hand. Being a southpaw. I think that a perfectly timed perfectly timed left hook, I think will put Brewer down. We've seen him down a couple times in his career, and basically off the left hand, and we've seen him get caught a few times, with a left hand, in exchanges. So I do think he needs to try to make it make it an inside fight as well. I do think he needs to try to make Brewer exchange with him. But Lara is very fundamentally sound. He's very patient. He's very patient. He works behind the southpaw jab. Puts his punches together very well. He goes to the body and he goes to the head. So, that's a lot of there's a lot of things I could say about Lara, but I don't even have much time to talk, and rag about Lara. But I think that in this fight he needs to kind of keep it on the inside. I think I really think that coming forward the whole fight and cutting off the ring from Brewer could easily win this match, because if Lara kind of stands, and he stands kind of with his wide base, stands and has his feet apart, if he kind of comes forward, it's gonna cut off the ring from Brewer, because we've seen a lot of fighters cut the ring off easily against Brewer, because Brewer kind of tends to just step back. He steps back and he doesn't throw. So I really don't think Brewer could fight going backwards. And I think that if Lara comes forward and gets Brewer with a few good shots, I actually think that Lara could win this fight. But another flaw of Brewer is Brewer does tend to kind of put his hands down, when he's not firing off anything he does. When he kind of jumps in with a shot and he kind of comes back, he does leave his hands down. Sometimes he doesn't get his hands up fast enough and gets caught. And other than that, I just think that Lara needs to. I just really think that Lara needs to cut off the ring and not give Brewer a chance to not give him a chance to kind of tee off on offense. I think that he really needs to keep, just like what Brewer needs to do. He really needs to keep Brewer on the defense the whole fight. I think that in this fight, this is kind of another veteran prospect matchup for Top Rank Live. It's not the main event or anything, but it is a good fight and a good test for Erislandy Lara. But in this fight, I'm gonna go with Lara by a close unanimous decision in this fight, because I just think that he has a lot more in his arsenal than Grady Brewer. He has shown that he can adapt in fights, and he has changed his style a bit in fights, and he's very he does have very good fundamental boxing, and his years in the amateur paid off very well for him, and it's showing it in the pros. He's very polished, very patient, very laid back, and I just think that Lara will outbox Brewer for about 10 rounds. I think he'll outbox him. I think Brewer does have a chance to win the fight. I think he does. I think he has a very strong chance of winning the fight. But I'm going to kind of lean towards Lara in this fight. I think he'll outbox him. I just think that he's a very smart fighter. And I think that he'll like I said, I just think he'll outbox him. I think he has the ability to do that. But anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.